guys, so today I am doing my, what month is it? My September and October wrap up, and I didn't read many books in the last 2 months because I'm in school and every second of my free time went to watching every episode of Pretty Little Liars on Netflix, but I did read a few books, so I thought I would share my thoughts on them with you. So the only book that I read in September is Looking for Alaska, and that's really sad because it's a tiny book and it's the only book I read in September. This first half of this book I thought was really boring, so anytime I had the chance to read, I really didn't want to. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, but I think that's more of like a 3.5. The first half of it I didn't really like. I really like John Green. I love The Fault in Our Stars, and I really like Paper Towns as well, but this one is my least favorite of his that I've read. I just thought that the first half was really like slow. They weren't really doing anything, and it was just kind of like, what is the purpose of this? And then the second half kind of picked up, and I really enjoyed the second half. I mean, obviously the writing style is really nice because John Green has a beautiful writing style, but I don't know. This book fell short for me, but I still really liked it after I finished it because I did enjoy the second half. It was just kind of boring in the first half. Another thing that made me not really like it as much is Alaska. I couldn't stand her. I hated her. She's probably one of my least favorite characters I've ever read, that you're like supposed to like, obviously like excluding villains because you're supposed to dislike them, but I just found her extremely pretentious. I mean, like, Augustus is pretentious, but it's endearing. Like, you know that's his, like, it's a fault of his, but you love him anyway. She was just so annoying. Like, I was just like, shut up. Like, you're not cool. Like, why do you think you're so cool? I just really didn't like her. She really bothered me. What was the boy's name? Pudge? Okay, that bothered me that his name was Pudge. But I kind of liked him. He was okay. I mean, I wasn't like super connected with him or anything. I guess it's similar to other John Green books because it's kind of like them finding themselves, and then, I don't know, it's like about teenagers kind of finding themselves, I guess. It's about a boy that doesn't really have any friends, and then he goes off to like a boarding school, and then he makes friends and everything, and like, he kind of gets into some bad stuff. And he falls in love with a girl, but the girl is all messed up and mysterious and smokes cigarettes and has stacks of books in her room. She's like from Tumblr or something. I mean, it's a pretty good book. I would recommend reading it before the movie comes out, but it was just not my favorite, especially comparing it to the other John Green novels that I've read. And then I read 2 books in October. The first one was Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, but it's more of like a 4.5 probably. I did really like it. I didn't really know anything about it, and I was kind of scared to read it at first because it's like about a girl that gets kidnapped, and that's my #1 biggest fear. I am terrified of being kidnapped, and like, I just have this weird feeling, I've always had it, that it's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna be kidnapped one day. And so I have a huge fear of it. Like, I have nightmares about it all the time. It's seriously a big fear of mine. When I read it, it wasn't scary. I mean, there were like parts that were a bit creepy and stuff, but it wasn't scary like I expected it to be, and I really enjoyed it. It's really crazy, and there's twists and there's turns, and I think that you should definitely read it. And the movie was really good as well too. I would suggest reading the book before you see the movie because this is a book that you do not want to have anything spoiled for you, just because it's crazy. I loved how you got to see into their past as well with Amy's little diary entries, and also see what's happening now with Nick. Just overall, I thought it was a really good book. And then the second book I read in October was The Best of Me by Nicholas Sparks, and I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. This is a true 4 out of 5 stars. Like, you know, Looking for Alaska was more of a 3.5, and Gone Girl was more of a 4.5. And this was a 4. I think that the reason that I really did enjoy this is because I didn't expect to enjoy it. I've only read one other Nicholas Sparks book, and that was The Lucky One, and I didn't really like it. I really liked the movie. I love all Nicholas Sparks movies. I am a sucker for like cheesy romantic movies with maybe not the best acting. I love them. They're like my guilty pleasure, except for I don't feel guilty for it, so it's not really a guilty pleasure. But in The Lucky One, I didn't really like his writing style. I found it really boring and just I just didn't like it. And so my friend had given me this because it was hers, and then she just wanted to get rid of it, so she gave it to me. Since I had it, I did want to read it before the movie came out, and I actually really loved it. Like, I thought it was so good. I don't know what it is about this one. Maybe it was the story. I don't know. I did think that the story was so beautiful. It broke my heart. I almost cried. As you guys know, or maybe you don't know, I don't cry at standalone novels ever, except for in Forbidden. That is the only one that I've ever cried at. Not even The Fault in Our Stars. I know. I don't have a heart. If you maybe don't like Nicholas Sparks very much, I would suggest checking this one out, because I don't know what it was about this one, but it was really good. And this is about Dawson and Amanda, and it's kind of like they fell in love when they were young, and then a bunch of stuff happened in life, and they got torn away from each other, and a mutual friend of theirs dies, and so they come back to their hometown, and they have like a beautiful weekend together, and I just really loved it. I loved all the flashbacks, and I just thought it was so beautiful. I really liked it. And then I'm actually going to include a book that I read in July, because I forgot to put it in my July and August wrap up, and that is Dakota Rain by Caitlin Danielle Kane, who is my best friend. And this book is about a girl named Dakota who like falls in love with this boy, and it's about their relationship, and then you also find out that she has something wrong with her that like doctors have never seen before. It's like a really crazy thing. It's just about like their relationship and going through everything with her, and it has a lot of like friendship stuff, family stuff, and I just think it's really, really good, and you should go read it. I'll leave a link below to where you can go buy it. And yeah, that is all of the books that I read. So leave me a comment below and tell me what you read, and if you've read any of these books, tell me what your thoughts on them were. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!